Hello, welcome to another episode of What the F. Now, this week's episode, I thought I'd do something that's very kind of fun. It is, as at least it is to me, and I actually was inspired to do this topic due to a weekend that's taking place in the Renaissance Hotel in Heathrow, London. It's a convention, science fiction convention called Serenity Forever. So the topic of this week's video is conventions. Now, before I get into it, I just want to say a big thank you to all of you out there who have, well, the few of you out there who have watched the videos. Now, again, when I started this, my ambition wasn't like, I want to get hundreds and thousands and millions of views. It would be nice if I could, but again, as long as, like I always said, look, as long as 20 people are liking the videos and watching them, I don't mind. So, the fact that anyone's watching them at all is pretty good. I'm glad people like them enough to watch them. So, as a special treat, as a thank you for watching these videos, I've again said special treat. But you'll have to wait till the end, until the episode is over. It's at the end of the episode. It'll be before the closing credits. So you don't have it's not like a Marvel movie where the credits run and then there's a special scene. But I'll leave it till the end of the episode, and you'll find out what it is when it gets there. So just something to look forward to. So conventions. You've seen in the videos in the past that I often kind of geek out. I did Superman, I talked about Batman, and I talked about all sorts of things. And I'm pretty passionate about these things, in particular, science fiction. Certain elements of science fiction. There's some science fiction I don't like, but I'm a geek, loud and proud, and science fiction, Star Trek, Firefly, Terminator, all that, great stuff. But it was I heard of conventions before, but I'd never really gone to them. There's the one in America, the famous San Diego Comic Con. It was fucking huge. I'd go nuts if I went to a convention like that. But so I'd always hoped, go to something small, small scale. But all the conventions seem to happen in America, in England. And I, never thought I'd get to go. But it was in 2003, a friend of mine told me, told me that there was a convention going on in England. And at the time, I was really into, still love the show, I was into Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Angel. And those shows were on the air, and great shows, loved them. And my friend told me that there was a science fiction, they wouldn't really call them science fiction, but there was a convention going on in England where some of the stars were showing up, and we should go. And fuck it, why not? We went. So we went. It was over in England, and we went. And it was phenomenal. It was outstanding. I liken it to when I first discovered science fiction. Star Trek. I described that in a recent video, and it was like, oh crap, this is good. Because it was great. There were Q&A sessions where the stars answer questions, and then you could get a photo taken with them, you could get their autograph. But the best part of these weekends, for me at least, are the parties. The parties are just fantastic. It's great music, great company. You dance away, have chat, make new friends. It's great crack. It's fantastic. And I was bitten that year, 2003, 10 years ago, by the con, and I've been going to them twice a year, every year since, because they're just great. And there's only one type of convention I've ever gone to. There's crowds. There's the London Film Comic Con, and there's all sorts of there's a crowd called Rogue Events. They do conventions. The only conventions I've ever gone to are run by a guy called Sean Harry, and it's called Star Fury Conventions. I'll post a link to the website below this video. But they're just phenomenal weekends, and I can't help but love them. I've been going every year, twice a year, and the themes vary. There's been weekends on Firefly and Serenity, Doctor Who, Buffy, Angel, and most recently the ones with vampire shows like True Blood and Battlestar Galactica. And they're just again they're just great weekends. I have a great time, and people ask me, well, why do you go to these conventions? Because there's this misperception of the geek, you know, that like he's a spotty Herbert sitting in the basement discussing, nitpicking the inaccuracies and things. And believe me, through these conventions, not naming names, I have met them. I have met fans that are overly fanatical. They're passionate, and I am too. But some take it too far, in my opinion. Like there's a story comes to mind. I was at a Doctor Who convention recently, and I was talking to this guy, pleasant enough guy, good fella, and it was pretty clear that he was a big, huge Doctor Who fan from the beginning. From William Hartnell right through to Matt Smith. And I didn't really get into Doctor Who until the resurgence with Christopher Eccleston. And I told him this, and the look in his face, he was shocked. And he then pointed at me and started to yell, "We have a virgin here! We have a Doctor Who virgin!" It was just one of the more bizarre encounters at these conventions. So I met that side of the fan base, the side that are big and fanatical about it, and that's it, right? But then most of them, I'd say, if you think of it in terms of 100%, I'd say 99% of the fans at the weekends that I go on are just fantastic, great people. I cannot speak highly enough of them. I've met some great people. The names that come to mind now, I'll give them a shout out here. Is Mark Ivy, Shona Connolly, Zara Barry, Marcus Hunt, Kayla Fuller. These names are fresh in my mind because I won the group costume contest you will have seen in the previous video. I won with them. It was a great victory. We were Gotham Gang, we were Batman villains. Great. And there's too many to name. There's Mark Sutton, Joe, Reese, Joanne. It's too many to name. There really is. I hope they watch this. And if a name hasn't been mentioned, it's not through, oh Christ, well, I don't like that person. But they're the reason I go. I mean, I've met some great guests over the years. I've met Robert Patrick, Nathan Fillion, Summer Glau, Jules State, Marina Baccarin. The recent one I met David Tennant, the like in 10th Doctor, I've met some great guests. But the appeal for me over the years for these weekends has to be, without a doubt, the parties and the people, the names I've just mentioned. I actually hope they don't mind I mentioned their names. But it's great. It's what I love about it is I live in a household. I grew up in a household where science fiction also wasn't really well loved. My mother, Lord rest her, she thought it was okay. She liked it. My dad a little bit, but like my brother and my sister, no interest in science fiction, fantasy, none of it. It's all hogwash nonsense. They hate it. They don't like it. So what I love about these conventions that I go on, as much as the guests and getting autographs and photos taken is good, it's the chance to meet new friends, but more importantly, meet with my like-minded people. I mean, when I go on one of these weekends, I'm not like, oh, well, I'm the only one who loves it, everyone here hates it. They love it. The people I'm surrounded by love it just as much as me. And it's great. It's great conversations happening, great debates, no arguments, there's no negative, there's no bad vibes. Again, it's a cliched phrase, this, but it's all love. I've rarely, in the 10 years I've been going to the weekends, I've never encountered anything negative. I've never encountered any hostility. Nothing but love. Nothing but great people, passionate about something, coming together for a weekend to discuss it, have drinks, make new friends, party, and just have a great laugh. I mean, the reason it's fresh in my mind now is because I said at the start of the video, there's a weekend taking place. It starts tomorrow. I mean, as I'm recording this, the date is September 12th, and on September 13th, a weekend convention starts tomorrow called, again, it's Serenity Forever, as I said at the start, and I'd love to be there. It's going to be a great weekend, and again, it's not the guests. I mean, I've seen the guest list. It's my friends, a lot of my con buddies are going to be there, and I just love to hook up with them, chat, drink, be merry, and just have a great laugh weekend. Because as the years have gone by, as great as the guests are, meeting my friends over there, meeting new friends, has become more important. The appeal from the conventions for me changed. I mean, initially I was like, oh man, I want to get to meet the people I see on TV and on the movies. It's going to be great. But then as years have gone on, I've met many guests. It's all about the friends. The people I meet there, they're fantastic people. And I look forward to seeing them again at the weekend I'm going to in November, Vampire Ball 4. Right, well, I think that covers the topic. Hope you enjoy it. And feel free to leave comments, if you want. Let me know what you think. And I'll see you next week. Okay, bye. Now, the reason for that long pause there, that wasn't a mistake. It wasn't like, oh shit, you forgot there's enough. No. Because I didn't know what to insert here. I'm not going to play the credits until the end of the episode, obviously. Because as I mentioned at the start, I've now got a little surprise for you. I put together a music video. And I was inspired to do this by a song. Now, there's an artist, great singer, Canadian, I think she is, a great singer, musical artist, I call her. But she is an artist, she writes her own stuff, she's great. By the name of Marion Call. And I'll include a link to her personal website where you can read all about her and maybe listen to samples of her music and maybe even buy the music. But in particular, there was an album she made a couple of years back called Got to Fly. And it's a great album because it's very geek themed. The songs on it are all about like Firefly, Serenity, Battlestar Galactica. They're great songs. And there's one song in particular that I would almost call I call it the Geek National Anthem, because it's a great song, and it's kind of a response to people who are like, oh, the geeks, or again, as I said, spotty or lads, they're all picking. But this song is just it's a great song because it speaks to me, and it portrays the geek, if you will, in the best way. Because again, there's a negative view of the geek, as I always said, and this song is just brilliant. It's a fun, jolly, happy song. And when I first heard it, I thought, this is fantastic. Everyone should hear this. And what I thought was, I know, again, 10 years of conventions, I've taken a lot of photographs. So what I decided to do is blend a lot of these photographs together in a kind of a music video. Now, there's no kind of filmed footage, as I already said, but it's a music video. And I really enjoyed making this. I hope you watch it and I hope you'll enjoy it too. It's the artist, as I said, Marion Call, and the song is called I'll Still Be a Geek After Nobody Thinks It's Chic. The album Got to Fly will be, obviously, again, I'll post the link to our website. The album's also available on iTunes. I suggest you go get it because it's just a great fucking album. And also, if you're not one to watch long videos, because again, I know these videos can be on the long side, what I'll do is I'll post the video by itself with just a little short introduction, so that you can enjoy that. And again, you can leave comments with it if you like. Let me know what you think of it. Because again, maybe I'll do something like that again sometime. Again, this is the first time I've ever tried anything like that, so I'll post that, so if you're not one for the long videos, you can just watch the video by itself. Okay, so without further ado, here's the video, and hope you enjoy. Bye bye.
All the cool kids keep enthusiasm rationed, right down to the last explosive ounce. But I'd rather indulge my many passions, even if my squaritude's a little too pronounced. Perhaps I do not strike you as a geek, without the horn-rimmed glasses and knee-high argyle socks. But nerdery is more than wardrobe deep, and I'm a nerd down in my heart, and that's where Nerdhood rocks. I'm better acquainted than a good girl ought to be with Aragorn and Yosef Bridge and Worf and Hal and Han. But you don't really know me, and my culture don't control me. So don't you pigeonhole me, 'cause my phaser's set to stun. Oh, I have been a nerd since long before I could have heard that bookish girls should look and act a certain way. And I'll still be a geek when I am utterly antique, because I do not care what normal people say. My superpower's draining fun from parties. But if I am a misfit, then I'm in good company with Auden, Austin, Hawking, Galileo, and Van Gogh, and countless other weirdos whom you really ought to know. So stow your expectations, no, I won't fix your PC, and I don't mind being underrated or ignored. The world is much too interesting to entertain ennui, and I won't ever play it cool, so I won't ever once be bored. Oh, I have been a nerd since long before anyone heard that pale and scrawny was the latest fashion trend. And I'll still be a geek after nobody thinks it's chic, because I don't require approval in the end. In Art 4, Dequan's dance grooves swept the country, and suddenly old moon boots were Italian haute couture. Time magazine reported that our time had finally come. I guess they didn't know that we already run the world. Oh, I have been a nerd since my first 5-syllable word, and no TV series or movie changes that. And I'll still be a geek now, vote for Pedro, so last week I do not care whether Milan endorses Plaid. Oh, I have been a nerd since long before anyone heard that pale and scrawny was the latest fashion trend. And I'll still be a geek after nobody thinks it's chic, because I don't require approval in the end. I have been a nerd since long before anyone heard that pale and scrawny was the latest fashion trend. And I'll still be a geek after nobody thinks it's chic. You will find that I have nothing to defend. Oh, I don't need your approval in the end.